Hello, Youth of Africa. This is Wanjiko Hyohu once again, and today I'm so excited because I want to actually talk to us about labels. From my social media pages, I'm sure you have already encountered this topic that I've been talking about, especially today. And the truth is, we all deal with labels. I believe from my Facebook page, you already read a story that I gave you, or rather a caption that I already told you about, of how my dad was labeled by his students back at school as steamer. Now, from those who are in Kenya, you know that steamer is electricity. And many times when I used to hear, because it was a day school, and so anytime we would pass by his students, you'd hear them whisper, steamer, steamer. And I would never know what this meant until later on in life that I gathered that he used to be called steamer because when he would discipline you, it would be like electricity just passing across your body. Of course, those days there used to be caning at school. And so you can imagine how the cane would just move across your body like steamer, like electricity. And that is how he got labeled steamer. Then another thing is that my husband shared with me how he used to be labeled big nose. Of course, perhaps it depends on how you look at it or how you look at him. Maybe it's big nose, maybe it's not. And perhaps many of you have received different kinds of labels in life. I don't know any myself. I don't know how people have labeled me in life. I don't recall any significant labeling really. But what I know is that we receive labels from our friends or even family, different labels that people may place on us. Now, the thing is, these labels, some of them could be positive, like, funny can be a label, cool can be a label, but other labels could be very negative, like if somebody would label you ugly, if somebody would label you unworthy, those kind of labels, of course, are negative. And there are different kinds of labels in this world. A thief, you can be labeled a thief. Many labels, And therefore, the world tries to always tell us who we are. And that's how or why they give us these labels. Now, we need not believe in these labels. The positive labels could be good enough to give us confidence on how we should face life. But of course, there are these very negative labels that make us lose our self-esteem or just make us move from one failure to another. But this day, I just want to encourage you to believe in the labels that God gives us, because these are the truest things about ourselves. And what happens with the labels that God gives us is that they build us and even remind us of who we are in God and even who really God is in our lives. I've been talking about the power of God, and indeed God is really powerful. And one of the labels that God has given us is loved. We are loved. When God looks at us, He just goes ahead and labels us loved, loved, loved. And I know that you've heard this many times. I know you've heard this until your ears have grown numb and you no longer even understand the meaning of this word loved, or you don't even care what this word really means. But we are reminded in the Bible from the book of 1 John chapter 4 verse 9 to 10 that God, because of the love that He had for us, He sacrificed His only Son, Jesus. And can you imagine Jesus lost His rights from heaven because because heaven is where he belongs, and he left his rights there, and he gave up his rights rather, and then he came on earth, and then he died on a cross for us. This is the most powerful love one could ever imagine. I mean, this is the real love. This is the deepest and truest love, most pure love that you could ever get from anybody. But guys, no matter who you are, no matter what you have done in life, God still loves you, and he has already labeled you love. No matter the different labels you've gotten in this world, no matter the labels that really show the things you're struggling with, you need not worry about those labels, because no matter those labels that the world has given us, God has already labeled you loved, and there is nothing you can do to remove that label. So what you need to do is to start walking with the confidence of a person who is truly loved. Can you imagine? Walk with the confidence of a person who is truly loved by God. And guys, you don't need to be perfect. No, you do not need even to earn the love. You know, sometimes some people work very hard to be loved by God. No. We don't need to be perfect. Neither do we need to earn his love. All we need to do is to believe. Is just to believe it, that God loves you, and that the label he has given you is not like the worldly labels that different kinds of people and family members or friends will label you. No, his love is so perfect, and he loves you, and he wants you to move with that confidence, to walk with that confidence. And I hope you are encouraged by my message. I would really request you to like this video. You can comment if you liked it or whatever you would want to say. But go ahead and subscribe to my channel for the youth of Africa to enable me continue to speak to as many youths as possible. And that's it for today. Goodbye.